on DDT. Time to step into the squared circle, son.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rolling DDT podcast. I am your host, Mike Roker, and with me today, we have Ruthless Chris Ryan here.
All the way from the Star Wars Bro Axiom, yeah.
And the hardest working man in New Japan news that I know of personally.
Yeah,
Steve.
there's so many more that do so much more.
Don't
so many.
Come on, don't sell yourself short, brother.
That's right. You are the markiest of marks when it comes to
over today.
New Japan.
You're going over.
Yeah, it's true. That's honestly true. But the product is so fantastic.
It's
hard.
You're the man. You're the man. I get all my news from you. So
yes,
in YouTube, but but today we are discussing AEW Revolution. Steve here is going to talk about news on the New Japan Cup, and Steve has the card for Sacrifice as well, the new Impact pay-per-view. So we're going to start off with some New Japan news. Steve, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
So I am real excited. New Japan Cup is upon us, and after kind of last year with all the bullshit, we kind of got a New Japan Cup, but it was not the same. So this year, I'm real excited to get a real, not like an official, like a regular New Japan Cup, and it's already started. They did the anniversary show, and they had 2 matches on that show. Satoshi Kojima and Jeff Cobb, which was an incredible match. Just 2 big dudes wanting to, 2 big dudes. They fought in a couple times. There's this big kind of rivalry now between the 3rd generation, which is people like Tenzan, Kojima, Nagata, people like that, and the United Empire, which is Will Ospreay's new heel faction with Jeff Cobb,
so good.
Great O'Karn, Will Ospreay, and then B. Priestley's kind of like their second, I guess you could say. So it was a great match. Just 2 big dudes. Kojima's still the fucking man, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love him.
And he made Jeff Cobb look great. He did a great superplex on Cobb that I feel like Cobb would have had to help him with, but I didn't see him jump at all, which made me feel like he deadlifted him, which would be insane. So either Kojima's still strong as fuck, or Cobb's just really good at hiding that. But either way, great match. Cobb went over with the Tour of the Islands, which everyone was expecting, but awesome match. The next match, which was, Tetsuya Naito versus Great O'Karn. Tetsuya Naito, arguably, definitely one of the biggest stars in New Japan, arguably the most popular star in New Japan. And him going up against Great O'Karn, again, kind of the muscly guy for United Empire. Still a young lion, just come back from his excursion. So wasn't expecting much. Expecting Naito to go over. Naito had been dealing with the knee injury, which was a work, which was a shoot and then a work, but now I'm not sure if actually the entire time was a work, but it's hard to tell it with New Japan because they're actually really nice at keeping that stuff pretty close to the vest.
It is really good at selling the knee too. So
yeah, and so what they ended up doing was Great O'Karn going hard after the knee, hitting it with a chair, just really attacking it, and then I think he had him in about a reverse figure 4, and it went to a Red Shoes calling the match. So it was a ref's stoppage because Naito was not going to give up, and like Red Shoes was saving his knee. But it was a great way of getting Great O'Karn over. Naito definitely, doesn't need another New Japan, doesn't need a New Japan Cup win. He doesn't really need a belt. He's Naito. But it's a great way of kind of doing that without either of them kind of losing anything. And I thought it was great. I was genuinely surprised, though. I thought that Naito would win, and maybe Naito would go, and then he go out maybe the second round. But really cool. Really excited to see them getting those young guys up. And he probably got one of the best matches out of Great O'Karn out of anybody. the next night, which was the official start of the kind of New Japan Cup regular shows, Toru Yano versus Bad Luck Fale. To be honest, it's the best match you're going to get when it's Toru Yano versus Bad Luck Fale.
Fale's like really big, so yeah.
Fale's a big dude. He does what he can. That's his whole gimmick. Really, what happened was, Fale kind of taped his hands to the turnbuckle post. Yano's kind of outside, like, oh, I can't get in. Eventually, Bad Luck goes after him. Yano kicks him in the balls. Fale sells it. Yano gets in, and then 20 count. The biggest thing from this is Yano probably has he has the announcer talk about his endorsements and how he is like the mascot of like several towns, or the official spokesman of like several towns in Japan. Plus, he has this new King of Pro Wrestling trophy. So his intro is probably about 30 seconds, just before they get to his name, and it might even be longer.
Wow.
They treat his guy like it's like Apollo Creed when they like announce like 73 different monikers and whatnot. Like
yeah, like it's
or like Kenny's entrance. What they do now whenever he comes out for a match.
Yeah,
where they go over all his accolades. Yeah,
this is the first time I've seen them actually finish it, because for a while they were like, people were jumping him before the gun, so he didn't get to finish it. But it's long, but it's cool. The guy is, it's Yano. He has a QR code on his chair now that people can scan to go to his YouTube page. Like, I mean, Zack Ryder was doing that about a decade ago, but he, it's Yano. It's really great. It's just been fun, and his trophy got broken again, which, if you're a New Japan fan, has kind of been this ongoing joke.
Nice.
The match,
people to stuff.
What was it?
Is he still taping people?
Yeah, he was trying to tape. I think he was trying to take Bad Luck Fale, and Fale kind of turned around on him. But I'm just glad Fale didn't go into the next round. I think that Yano versus Great Okara will be an interesting match, because you have Yano, who's a complete jokester, and then you have Khan, who is supposed to be a very serious character. So I'll be interested to see what happens. Next match, Roki Goto versus Taichi. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Taichi or Roki Goto fan. I like Taichi in his tag team Dangerous Tekkers with Zack Sabre Jr. I think Goto should be in a tag team with Ishii, but he's been in a tag team with Yoshihashi. But anyway, this match was fine. Nothing too crazy. Goto went over. I was kind of hoping Taichi would go over, but Goto went over. And I did want to, the next night, which is kind of tonight, tomorrow, wherever you want to see it in Japan time, I'm really looking forward to. And the reason why is, so there's 3 matches. First match is Toniaki Hanma versus Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki's probably going to win unless they do something crazy. I just love Suzuki, and I'm excited for that. The next match, Juice Robinson versus Kenta, which is arguably one of the most over guys in New Japan with Japanese crowds, and the most hated guy. Now, that's a match that could headline, and it's not. Yeah. That's the second. The main event for that night is a match that I cannot wait for, and it is Shingo Takagi versus Kazushka Okada. And that match is amazing for several reasons. Yeah. 2 of the best workers in the world. You have a guy, again, you have the Dragon Gate, was longtime Dragon Gate ace versus going to the New Japan ace. There's just so much here, and I think this is hopefully Shingo's push to being that upper level guy.
He's great. So
he's incredible.
He's
so good. And I can't wait. I'm super excited for this card, and the New Japan Cup overall is super exciting. They have a lot of people that, of course, we wanted last year that we couldn't for some reason. You have Will Ospreay there. You have Zack Sabre Jr. there, who was there before. You have Chase Owens. Having Jay White. There's just so many people that you don't realize how much you miss until they're gone, which is kind of weird to say. But those little guys, some of those guys, it's just really exciting to see them back. So really excited about the New Japan Cup. One of my favorite events of the year. And for me, as much as I love the New Japan Cup, for me, probably the biggest news that came out of the recent tapings was New Japan is going back to the Tokyo Dome, but not on January 4th. I mean, they are, but they're doing it in May. This is the first time that New Japan has run the dome in a has run the dome outside of January 4th since 2005.
Wow.
So, and they're also running another baseball stadium, I think the month before that, or not, like the day before that.
They're trying to get, but they already have fans, right? Or
oh yeah, they already have fans because their country took it a little bit more serious than others.
Yeah.
So they've been able to have fans for a while.
Okay.
Though they tell the fans you're not allowed to yell, which is something that United States hasn't told their fans to do.
And they don't really yell that much in wrestling matches in Japan. They like stomp. They can, but there's a lot of different stuff. But like also masking is pretty normal to them. But that's here nor there. But anyway, yeah, they've had fans for a little bit now. So yeah, New Japan has been awesome. And then another company which I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that I've been really excited to, that New Japan has definitely started showing more of an interest in, has been Impact. And Impact, unfortunately, has kind of been lost in this big wrestling shuffle up until recently with Kenny Omega. That honestly is what got me kind of back into it. That and Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, who are two of my favorite guys because I love figure collecting. They love figure collecting. So I started falling for them. But what I didn't realize was there's some really good wrestling going on in Impact. And I think it's unfortunately getting overlooked, and I'm super stoked for Sacrifice. The card as we have it right now.
Hold on, real quick. With Sacrifice, are we going to get any overly complicated math problems? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we could be at 33%.
33.3% chance. Yeah. You take my 28% chance.
And Kurt Angle knows.
Kurt Angle knows.
He can't beat me. He won't even try.
It's Mojo. He got some fat asses.
I'd be mesmerized if they did like one long math equation. That would be.
I think.
And if they messed up, they want to get any of my simpy at all.
None of your simpy. No simpy.
No simpy from me.
No simpy.
Jesus.
Can't have it. Throughout my career, I wrestled a lot of countries. So
yeah, a lot of countries.
So what's this card going to look like, Steve?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, so for the Impact World Championship, you got Rich Swann versus Moose.
Yeah, and I saw a little bit of this when Kenny went over there for. Was it
Kenny. It was Kenny and the Good Brothers. Versus Swan, Moose. Yeah. And I feel
at the end of that, Moose and Swan had like a falling out.
Well, because they've been going at each other, and Swan's like the whole thing, like, "Yo, man, do you have my back?" And Moose is like, "I don't like you, but like, bell to bell, you don't have to worry about me. I'm just gonna try to win." And literally, he comes backstage, and Moose just like punches him. He's like, "Match is over."
Yeah, we were at Moose's debut ever.
Really?
We were at
at the
we were at the Final Battle 20.
Is it 16 or 17?
16 or 15. No, it was early because Styles and Nakamura weren't even in WWE yet. Like we got to see them and Moose is getting interviewed. I was like, "Who's this dude?" And they cut to the monitor. So I was like, "This guy can't cut a promo for like." I was like, Brandon used to be a football player and all that stuff. And I was like, "Oh, I can see what this guy does." And like, here we are, like, dude, 6 years later.
Yeah,
one of the best spears ever, by the way.
Oh, dude, he's awesome.
He does the roll afterwards, which I love. So
becoming quickly one of my favorite guys. Impact World Tag Team Championships. You get the Good Brothers versus Finn Juice. So this is Finn Juice actually coming over from New Japan, and the whole thing with this is the Good Brothers saying, "Oh, you guys were young boys. You know, we still see you as young boys," because they were young lions when they were winning all their tag titles. But now they're coming back like, "No, put some respect on our name. We've won the IWGP Tag Team Championship. We've won, World Tag League." So it's that going at each other, and I think it's a great start to the relationship. X Division title, TJP versus Ace Austin. I haven't watched a ton of Ace Austin, but dude looks cool playing that kind of cocky prick. But I'm excited to see what he does with TJP. I feel bad for TJP. I feel like I don't know if he did something at WWE, but a lot of people in WWE just didn't like him.
Yeah, he didn't
like,
mix well. Apparently, it was his attitude. I don't know. Apparently,
like every
what I hear, he was hard to work
been,
with at some point, but he's better now. But
I mean, every
Austin Aries thing, it's weird.
Yeah,
he rubbed somebody the wrong way that wore a suit once, and that person with a suit probably whispered down the lane. You know how it goes.
Yeah, because he's been fine, and he's been doing New Japan shows for a while.
I've been a fan of him since PWG. Like again, like all these guys I've been seeing when they were like just starting or whatever, or like just getting their stride at PWG and ROH and things like that. Like, but yeah, I've always been a fan of him, so I'm glad he's doing stuff and he gets to be on TV and stuff. You know what I mean?
He's been on Impact. He's been on New Japan, so dude's getting work, which is good. Impact Knockout Championship. You got Deonna Purrazzo quickly becoming one of my favorite wrestlers, just with how good she is. I'm a sucker for anyone that does a good Fujiwara armbar. Versus Blast from the Past, ODB is challenging.
Yeah, she just came back, right?
Yeah, she is.
Just came back recently.
Yeah, I'm just hoping Deonna retains, and this is like her putting her over. I'm hoping, but Deonna has done a great job, and she's a great technical wrestler. And then Impact Knockout Tag Team Championships, Faya and Flava versus Jordan Grace and Jazz, who still looks like she could kick my ass 10 ways till Sunday.
It's kind of weird because that match looks great, and I don't know. Yeah. Like I see, like I know they like just got the tag titles, and they're like really hot right now. But like I wouldn't be surprised if like the two muscle wrestler ladies.
These titles,
like, because Jazz is like a problem, and she looks so cool now, like a shaved head, like she looks so cool.
Jordan Grace is just a powerhouse, and
she's a powerhouse. Like two powerhouse, like it could be a powerhouse takeover,
so good.
Or it could be like, it's gonna be a good one for sure.
It's so good. Like it's only had one holder, and I think the Knockouts Tag Team title has more prestige than the WWE Women's title, just because like it's taken seriously.
Yeah.
And so, Impact has a deep women's roster, which
they always really had. I mean,
which
during the Butterfly Divas era, they were the best doing it.
Yeah, because Gail Kim pushed for it. And the one thing that I also really like, and is that they do a great job, pushing women of color and having just a very diverse cast, which I think is great. In AEW, I think has done a solid job with that too. But it's just like from going from like WWE to AEW and just seeing what Impact can do, and where you're seeing like they're able to just, I don't know, the way that they can just just move stuff in and out, and you don't feel like the tiles are underneath, and like it's just it's good to see some great women's wrestling.
Not like an afterthought.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. I mean, Purrazzo and Jordan Grace just Purrazzo. Shoot, I forget. She went against. She just headlined. She was the main event on Impact. And it's just it makes sense because she's one of their most dominant champions.
So let me ask this real quick. As far as between the different women's divisions, like what is it? I know everyone thinks that at least, well, a lot of people think that the AEW women's division is lacking. I don't know if people think of that of the matches as well, or just the time that's given to the matches, or is it the training, or what? Like, what do you guys think that differential is between let's say the three American promotions?
Well, for one, I mean, I was actually in an debate earlier with a friend of mine who is also very passionate about this type of stuff, and I have a problem with the AEW's women's division because it's very stale to the point where I kind of hate it, like to the point where I just don't even care about it, because there are people that are on TV that they're not pushing correctly. I'm not necessarily pushing them correctly. Like the fact that like you had this Japanese, you had this tournament, and they had a Japanese bracket and an American bracket for the AEW for no more contendership for the AEW title, at Revolution, and you know, I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it. I didn't like the style of how it shot, honestly, so it was hard for me to watch it. So
no crowds in a smallish studio kind of thing.
Small studio. You can hear every spot. Like and I watched like the first night, and I thought it was fun. There's a lot of really great talent on both sides, but my problem with AEW is that that's not on TV, and that should be on TV. If you're trying to better your division, it's not even on Dark, and it's like what are we doing? And the fact that like Hikaru Shida is a great professional wrestler, and I respect her on that, but she can't cut a promo, and she's boring. I need personalities. I need to be sports entertained. You guys got the wrestling down. I'm 100% with that. Like you guys are athletic and you're dope, but I need to be sports entertained. You're on TNT. You're
but not to the degree that some of the dumb shit they do.
No, don't be silly.
The
I'm sports entertained with people like Britt Baker, who I believe should have been champ by now. And my friend's argument was like she's bigger than the title. I was like, that may be, but she has all these the DMDs and like her show and like that stuff that champions should be having, so that you can see the belt on their arm. Like we don't even. I had a friend who forgot what the title looked like straight up.
Yeah,
because it's not on TV, and it's like, and the fact that they're doing this Impact stuff and they're not involving the women's at all is just very, very strange to me. And like you having this tournament again, and like Nyla Rose going far in the tournament again, like it's just we're seeing the same thing. And like
I love Nyla Rose.
Thunder Rosa losing at all.
Like
to me, it's just very strange. Like the only person that was pushed really, really well that wasn't a part of that company was Serena D, but now she had to get her knee scoped, so she's out. And it's like, and it was starting to get good with her because she was actually like doing stuff. But the fact that like people like the final should be Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker, because it should be somebody that I'm going to see on TV. Like it's going to just be Hikaru Shida again, battling it out to the end. Like it's just. And I know like WWE is silly and stuff, but at least Asuka's entertaining when they allow her to be. Like it's I know it's silly, but at least she's doing something.
If you allow them
going out there with a match and leaving,
if you allow them to wrestle, they can still do something. I think the big thing for me that I'm honestly not very, when it comes to a lot of the AEW women's stuff, I'm just not that connected with it. There's one person over the last, I would say, couple of months that I've become a fan of, and that's because I'm personally, I like a redemption story, and it's not been told that way, but Ty Conti to me has put in a ton of work, and has gone from just some girl that was left off of NXT, was only doing the house show scene, to someone that's become like a solid wrestler. Like she's still working her way up, and this is like, I don't know if this is the strong style in me. I always feel like if you have a striker, that loss, especially if it's like a knee to the head or something, I don't always see that as a big of a loss of like, oh, they got like a power move or something, because you get knocked out, you get knocked out. And I think having her beat Nyla Rose could have been a huge, could have been a huge thing, and it could have been a story of her doing it for Anna Jay, because Anna Jay is now on the shelf for months. And it didn't go. That's not the way it went, and I was disappointed with that, because I think Nyla Rose, she had her time with the title, and I think she's done a great job. But like, I don't think you need her there. Like, and that's kind of my thing. That's kind of my thing with it, is like, it just feels like as soon as Ty Conti went out, I didn't really care. And I take that back. After Britt went out, I didn't care.
That's what I was like.
And the other thing with me, and this is, I think, speaks to what Mike's talking about and what you see. To me, if something isn't on TV, why? If I'm a casual AEW fan, and you're saying we're going to do this big tournament, but it's not worth having on TV, why should I care? Because like, that's the thing. If I'm coming every week and watching Dynamite, now you're telling me, okay, besides this, we want you to go out and try to watch this other stuff. We want you, but this tournament's important. If New Japan came on and said, okay, we got this New Japan Cup tournament, they said, okay, but then you got to go to our YouTube channel to watch all these other matches. It's not going to have that same thrill. It's like, when the King of the Ring, it's not.
It's
when
not important.
Exactly. When the King of the Ring tournament, was just on SmackDown a bunch, and it loses that extra credibility. And it to me, it really just comes down to, I think the part for, I would say me, Roke, and probably a little bit you too, Chris, is the potential's there. Yeah. They have a stacked women's roster.
Yeah.
I think maybe they need, I don't know who the booker when it comes to the women's stuff is. They need somebody better. And they need someone who specifically can book the women's roster. And so, because I think you said, I don't think it comes down to coaching, because Ty Conti has become an incredible wrestler. It doesn't come down to the talent, because they have they have a bunch of talent. It comes down to, it just wasn't booked well, and unfortunately, it wasn't promoted well, in my opinion.
Now, when I think about why they're putting it on, I know something was on Bleacher Report earlier, and then there was the women's thing was on the women's tournament was on. Was that strictly YouTube, or was that like that? Or okay,
wasn't there something on Bleacher Report?
One of them was on Dark, and then the finals was on. I think the finals was on Dark, actually.
Yeah. So my thing with that is they're taking something like a big tournament and putting it on their smaller thing or their lesser known thing, and it's to me that's for them to get eyes onto.
I understand
that one. I mean that's what I take from that. But
I think that's what they meant too, honestly. But I just if you're just talking about the tournament on Dark on the AEW and telling people to stay tuned to Dark, they may do it, but at least have at least have some of the matches on TV. At least not all of them.
I can see that.
Did they have any of the matches on Dynamite?
No, because
and that's
the whole Japan thing. It's.
But that's what I mean. Have some of the American ones there, and be able to see this is, and then just say oh, by the way, the restaurant here. I don't know. To me, I don't really even see it. Personally, I don't see it as them being we want to post this up, because I don't know. To me, it just seems like an afterthought, and that's. But okay, and the other thing, and this is just something I thought of. It's a fool me once, fool me twice kind of thing. This is the second time they've done this. The women tag team tournament. It's the same type of crap, and so I want their women's division to be better. But I think the other thing that's causing the issues, again, is that we all expected AEW, especially when it comes to creating something like this, really making women's wrestling a top priority, and it felt like it kind of has.
That's what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
Well, not to be that. I'm not trying to be an AEW defender, Steve. When I say this, shut up. But could this be another example of what they've been doing, really fucking well with the long-term booking? Especially Britt Baker. Could that be a thing, a long-term booking? They don't want to, blow that load right at the beginning and make her champion, yada yada yada. She needed to come into her own and find her character, and she's there. Yeah. She's almost there, I think, with the character she's got now. And then have her take the title and just rule that division. Do you think that's something that maybe by summer, maybe or Double or Nothing?
I think she is there because they probably want to do it at a big show.
Yeah. Big show.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I think she is there. I mean, she has her own segment.
Right.
Wait.
That already moved from Dark to the main roster.
Yeah.
So it wasn't long. She's the few people that gets to do something outside of being the Elite and Sammy's vlog that people get to see on TV sometimes. So I don't know. I think she's very much there, and her and Rebel, that whole thing that dynamic's amazing.
It's gold.
And I'm just why are we not pulling the trigger on this? having Rebel hold the title upside down, it'd be awkward. Like you could do a whole thing.
Yeah,
it could be a whole thing. But
so I'm hoping they do that because they do need some like a strong. There's got to be a strong presence within that roster.
Yeah, Hikaru Shida is great, but it's just I'm bored. Just like don't make it a pee break, make it a wrestler. You know,
right.
And
I like that style of wrestler that she is, even with her like limited promos and things like that. I love that, and I know this is probably Kenny's doing, I think, but bringing the Japanese wrestlers to the forefront in the women's division, the
Joshi stuff.
Yeah.
I have a quick question, which may blow up in my safe or may also kind of, I think, make my point. Just quick question, Chris. Who would you say your favorite women's wrestler in AEW is right now, or just
Thunder Rosa?
What's her? Do you know what her finish is?
Oh, crap in the hat.
Sorry.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. And I feel terrible for even saying it. Yeah,
it's below my face. Let's do Roke. What's because we want to do people like the top people, or not Thunder. Okay, anyway, Roke. What is I think hers is F5. I guess she calls it something different. Anyway, Roke. What is Britt Baker's finish?
It's the mandible claw with the lockjaw. That's what she calls it, but it's Rings of Saturn mandible claw with the glove.
Let me do it this way, and then this will actually kind of make sense. Right now, Sasha Banks is the Women's Championship. What's Sasha's finisher?
Bank statement.
What's
Asuka's finisher?
Asuka lock.
Asuka lock.
Asuka lock. Who's the NXT Women's Champion? Is it Toni Storm?
No, it is.
Is it Io?
Yeah, it's still Io Shirai. Yeah,
okay.
And that's the most.
Right. Deonna Purrazzo, Fujiwara armbar. What's Shida's finish?
I have. Do you know, Chris? Oh, Shining Wizard. I think.
Is it?
I think so. She's been winning with that. I think it's the Shining Wizard.
But and the first thing, but I feel like I should. I don't know. I feel like I should know. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
The lack of knowing her finisher makes it feel like I haven't seen her that much. Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't feel like it's a lack of me not watching AEW. I feel it's a lack of her just not feeling special. But I'll end it there.
Yeah, I can do that. As he takes a sip from the Infinity Cup.
The Infinity Cup.
Oh.
All right. And this weekend we also have, the Sacrifice show is next weekend, right?
It's Sacrifice is next weekend. But
so this weekend,
all the math problems.
All the math. And this weekend, we have AEW Revolution. Looking forward to it.
Shaping up to be a really big show. No pun intended.
Be a really big show.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Have the card here. They added some stuff recently. That's why I'm bringing up the card now, because I know a lot of people have made their predictions and talked about the show pre.
Are we doing that? Are we making predictions?
We could do predictions if you guys are down. I'm gonna do the match card. We'll do a show. I'll read it all card by card, or match by match off the card, and you guys, So so what I thought was the buy-in was the Casino Battle Royale, was the Casino Tag Team. That's on the show now.
Yeah.
So I thought the buy-in now is Rio with Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel.
DMD. Dr. Britt Baker.
DMD. Sorry.
DMD.
Who do you guys have for that?
Wait, it was Thunder Rosa and who versus DMD?
Riho and versus Britt Baker and
the last time Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa went at it. Who won that last one?
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa did?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's probably gonna.
I would always say Brett. So I would always say Brett. So I like the whole Adam Cole family.
I think I could see Britt picking that up because maybe that puts her into the next.
It's going to be funny because Rebel's in it. So
Yeah.
And that's also
Yeah.
entertaining.
Well, I think probably Thunder Rosa and Britt will be protected in this one, and it'll be like Riho who takes out like Reba or something.
Right.
I could see Reba. I could see her taking the pin, do old young boy style.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then we have the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale, which is was it 16, I believe? What does it say here? Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
17.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. They just brought in that tag team that came from the Fist of the North Star era.
Yeah.
Bear Country.
What are they called? Yeah, Bear Country.
Yeah. They're Rouse henchmen.
Jesus. So you have Bear Country versus the Dark. Two teams of the Dark Order, actually. Alex Riddles and Silver and Uno and Grayson. Then you have Santana Ortiz, Inner Circle, Butcher and the Blade, Private Party, Top Flight.
Yep.
Death Triangle, Varsity Blondes. And just added today, I believe, Seidel Brothers. Did you have?
Oh, it's way more than 7. Okay. So they added more.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
yeah.
I must be looking at an old card right now. Okay.
Yeah, SoCal Uncensored.
Ooh.
The Natural Nightmares. But it's SoCal. It's Kazarian and Daniels.
Yeah. Because
Scorpio Sky has a match later. Chaos Project, which is Luther or Serpentico.
Yeah.
Gun Club. A third Dark Order. Alan Angels and Preston Vance for 5 and 10.
15. Here we
15,
go.
Yeah.
Well, 14.
Also
They're
added
probably going to bring
today-
-1 with them.
Yeah. Also added today, Pretty Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. They're now known as the Pretty Picture. And then Jurassic Express, which is Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Versus still to be determined. Like another tag team is showing up.
Well, if it's not FTR, especially after the match that they had with Jurassic Express at the last Dynamite, listen, that was special. I love tag team wrestling.
Oh yeah,
and I thought that was an incredible match. It was a beautiful throwback, and having Tully Blanchard out there, and know that all I wanted to see, besides fantastic tag team wrestling, and those guys were like on point. Like they were so on point. Everything was on point at both sides. But when Tully Blanchard,
the greatest strut of all time,
I was
no
like,
one talks about.
No one ever talks about. I don't know why. Oh, it was a beautiful.
Jarrett kind of stole it. It's weird, but Tully Blanchard has a really good strut, Steve. Flair does it one time. Tully Blanchard has a really good strut. Flair does it one time on an episode of Nitro.
Brutus Beefcake
and
had a good strut.
Brutus Beefcake had a good
strut. That's because he's strutting and cutting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta go.
He's the booty man. We'll hit you with the high knee.
Oh no, stop. All right, so for the Casino Tag Team Royale, there are multiple teams that I want to win this thing. That I want to see win this thing.
It's actually kind of a hard one.
But I think there are two.
Who do you want to win? Who's going to win?
There's two who I want to be in the finals, and then I'll have like an aneurysm trying to figure out which one I want to win. But that's Reynolds and Silver, and Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz need. They need to leave the inner circle. They need it because they
actually need the W too. It's weird because
they've been relegated to Rocksteady and Bebop.
Right.
You know that's the way I look at them, and they need to come out hard. They need to really assert themselves in this one, and they gotta start. They really gotta start pushing those dudes because
right.
And they gotta get with Eddie Kingston. Please,
they need to. Yeah, they need to pull an MVP and remake the Beatdown Club, which is the Hurt Business in another company, and just do that. But in its own way, but don't do exactly.
But when Silver and Reynolds get going,
I want those two to be in the finals regardless. But
their teamwork is almost like they're psychic. Like it's so good.
But Death Triangle could probably do it because Pac has nothing to do right now. Phoenix just keeps showing up whenever he has to wrestle, and they just squash somebody on Dynamite pretty hard.
Well, Pentagon is back too, right? Penta's back.
Yeah,
he's in a different match.
Yeah,
he's a different match though.
He's in a ladder match. Yeah,
ladder match. Yeah, but yeah, I want Silver and Reynolds to win, but I have a feeling it's either going to be Santana Ortiz actually winning or Death Triangle. I think it's going to be somebody serious because there's three Dark Order teams in this, so it's like Dark Order, like one's going to lose his mind, but like he's going to have such a great time. But like I got a feeling that they're going to give it to somebody serious because I think the Bucks would have a serious match, but. Again, like I would love to see a serious match of Bucks versus Reynolds and Silver.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be so good.
Of like I've been a fan of John Silver. I remember I popped for him when he was the opening dark match for us when we went to Philly. We went to Philly show. Like, holy crap, John Silver's here. You're like, who's that? I was like, you'll see. And then I was like, yeah. And then I'm like, but and then the thing that incredible, night he had, when they had the tribute for Brody Lee, I was just like, they're going to be tag champs eventually.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not too worried about them winning or losing right now.
I want to see him as TNT champ at some point.
Right.
But right now, I think he just excels at tag team wrestling.
They also got Jurassic Express, and they come out the Tarzan boy now. So things are just different.
Yeah.
And like, I know we're still living in an era of no crowds. And they have some there, but when they get this full stadium of people,
I think they're having like either
bury Judas.
Well,
I think
they have like between 13 to 18K people going to this event, which I'm like,
when they hear Tarzan, but when Tarzan Boy hits, there's a full crowd again. Because I see Jungle Boy, I can go on Jungle Boy for all day. Like I just want Jungle Boy and MJF to fight over whoever's going to be the youngest AEW champion. That's all I want. But that's going to happen.
They both should be like TNT champ first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like work your way up and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. We need. Speaking of TNT champ, we need one that's Is Darby Allin sort of like Hikaru Shida right now, where it's like
they're making him do Sting stuff, and that's unfortunate. It's like they don't want Darby to hurt himself because Darby's crazy, and I think that's why they don't want Darby like wrestling every week.
To me, he's
Darby
like
goes all out.
To me, he's like third build. To me, he's third build on this thing because I'm a huge Ricky Starks fan.
Ricky Starks is great.
So to me, it's it's Sting.
I'm big on Team Taz. So
I want Ricky Starks to maybe take that title off him at some point, and just they really need to push him to the moon too.
I mean, that's the original feud. Like Brian Cage,
that's too big for that fool. Like that, like stop. I'm in the feud with this dude who's the size of my forearm. This is
after this match. Supposedly, we have the Miro Kip Sapien versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. It's going to be.
Wait, I want to give my prediction on the first one.
Sorry about that, Steve.
Okay, so I'm going to go with TBD, which is end up going to be Tenkozy coming in and making their debut in AEW, and Kojima wins with a lariat. So that's my prediction.
Anyway,
but for real, I want it to be Alex Reynolds and John Silver. That's who I'm hoping. John Silver,
right. But who do you think the to be determined team is? Because I think it's somebody, but I think it's too early. But
I could see it being
the Good Brothers, and they finally do that match with the Young Bucks.
They probably could, but I want God, but I think it's too early,
bro.
If Gorilla's Death,
dude,
murders
GOD
everyone.
would be great because pay-per-view works for them because they can curse on pay-per-view.
Yep.
Well, they
those guys are sailors.
They Tama Tonga, after they won the titles, called out the what do you call them? He called them the Good Sisters, and he called what do you call FTR? He called them something. He called them something too.
It's probably something amazing because it's Tonga Tonga.
Tonga is just like.
But yeah, if Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa show up,
I'll lose my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's been active. He's always active on Twitter, but he is like, now that the forbidden door is open, he's like every day with it.
Yeah, he's
like,
talking all that good shit
every day with it. Yeah. So who do you want Reynolds and Silver?
I went Reynolds and Silver to win. I like John Silver a lot. Trained by Kurt Hawkins, who is legitimately the lifeblood for, I feel like, AEW bringing in prospects. You named some of their big guys. They've all been trained by Creative Pro Wrestling, which is just impressive and really awesome that he seems to be such a good trainer, since he seems to be such an awesome dude. But I think it has to be Santana Ortiz. Like, I think it has to. Like, I think at this point, unless TBD is somebody crazy like it is the Good Brothers, if it is GOD or something like that.
And why isn't FTR in this thing?
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know.
Well, they're on another level anyway, I think.
Express, so there's still people with There's still beefing with Jurassic Express. Mike fell all over the place. But yeah, they could totally come in and like ruin Jurassic Express's time, but I don't know.
What are you clickety clacking at over there, son?
So next match we have Kip Sapien, a returning Kip Sapien. He can wrestle now. He's back from injury, and Miro versus Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy.
Miro wins. Miro.
I mean, I hope Miro wins.
Miro just, doing his Raul Julia. Game over.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them winning, but it's Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy we're talking about here.
Yeah, so they'll breast friend it up. And Trent's gonna be out for a hot minute still, right?
Yeah, he's out for like months. Yeah. You can tell this is supposed to be their feud, and then Trent got injured, and they were like, "All right, we gotta give it on to Cassidy."
Yeah.
So,
all right. So I think. Oh man,
who do you have for that, Steve?
I think it's going to be best friends, and I'm just really upset that after leaving WWE, Miro's just. I thought he was supposed to be a main eventer, but apparently he is just a mid carder.
Slow burn.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully
real slow burn.
Yeah.
How long did it take for Kenny Omega to be champ? I think
Kenny Omega came with a lot more heat on him. I don't know. I just feel that if Rusev was involved in what he's doing now in WWE, people would be pitchforking.
He was. Well, he hasn't been at AEW as long as he was in WWE, and they didn't know what the fuck to do with him. So I'm excited to see what they do. Like this thing, you got to give this one time. This is
I think once he breaks away from Kip and starts being on his own.
Yeah, because he already hinted at that. Like, I'm about to go monster out in this motherfucker. So I think that's about to happen.
I just miss Penelope Ford being with Joey Janela. I really liked it when they were together.
Yeah.
But whatever. She's Philly girl. So
Philly girl.
Yep. She's built from Philly, and I love it every time I hear it. I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
All right. And then we have the ladder match, which is probably going to be the highlight of the night because it has another to be determined member in it. It's the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I love what they name these ladder matches now.
Yeah, they do a good job with that.
They always do a really good job with that. So you have Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta El Zero Miedo, who's Pentagon Jr. for he can't call himself that here.
Yeah.
Lance Archer, and Max Caster, who has he was rapper.
Somebody's sister.
Yeah, he's has a battle rap gimmick that's kind of like Cena's was, but like now
is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he got entered in on Dynamite. He won a match on Dynamite to get the last spot before the to be determined spot.
Did he beat Shaq?
No, that's
what
we could actually talk about that too, because that was actually kind of neat. It's so neat. It was so neat that they probably could have put it on the pay-per-view now. Now that I look at it,
If Brandy
Or
was
let's-
pregnant,
If Brady
It
wasn't
would've
pregnant, it would totally been on pay-per-view. For sure.
But I think it's cool. Like if they bring Shaq back, it'll be for something with Paul White. Let's get that match
Yeah.
that we all wanted to see. So
Yeah.
that could be the PPV. So that's cool. As far as who I want to win for this match, part of that depends on who the TBD is. But right now,
Satoshi Kojima making his AEW debut.
this fucking Mark.
Larry just
just terrorize him. Yes. Just sparks flying everywhere. Power Ranger style. Scorpio Sky.
I mean, yeah.
Is who I want to win.
I think we all agree on that.
Like Cody Rhodes should just be there.
He has done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he has done nothing. He needs to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Cody needs to be there to usher in the next one. Like he's not there.
Remember in the show in Philly, I forget exactly what happened. Didn't Scorpio Sky go like shoeless and was still like
he was
doing
on
like
the outside
tope con hilos and like all that shit?
It was a tag match with Kazarian and Daniels, and he was on the outside and he lost his shoe and was still pulling off spots, and we gave him like the biggest applause for it because he did that thing shoeless.
He's so good.
He's incredible.
And he deserves
now what's happening right now with his gimmick is he's like super cocky, and it's not that believable.
It's not believable at all. That's why I kind of like it, because it's so cartoonishly stupid. Like he was on commentary. And he was like, I don't know what I even have in this match.
The camera on me.
The ladder
camera on me. Yeah.
Put the camera on me. There it is.
I was like,
bruh. Right.
Please just be that good dude.
Because you're not a heel, bro. You're not, man. You could probably work on it and get better at it, but like not with that smile, dude. Like, you're Scorpio Sky.
The cocky prick thing, to me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Right. So who do you guys think?
But I still want him to win.
Because there's a ladder match we're talking about here.
Lance Archer.
Who's going to win?
He's a TBD. Is that what you're saying, Steve?
No. I think. Oh, I thought you thought who was. So I think TBD is going to be Rob Van Dam.
Me too.
And I think that I want Scorpio to win, but I think it's going to be Lance Archer. Hey man, RVD can smoke weed in AEW. They probably don't get.
I'm against that. Okay, let's just. I'm against
smoking
that.
weed.
Yes. So listen, I think when it comes to RVD. All right,
I was at an RVD.
I think he's magnificent. It's just that
I was at an RVD return,
and
I was at 2011 Money in the Bank, and to do the Rob Van Dam with like the world is like the most satisfying feeling you could ever have. And we haven't seen him for a while. The last time we saw him on Impact, he wasn't looking too good. So he could have been like in the.
That's what I'm talking about. Like him and I just thought
the homegirl and like a lot of people were asking, is she coming with him? Like that's like the big question. Is like who are you bringing with you, Rob? Like
I think
this time or like
I think Tony Khan's been pretty smart with bringing in some of those people. Like I think he's bringing in people that are reliable, but at the same time being like, yo. Like this is a one-off thing, and like we can maybe turn it into something more. Right. So I think they've been smart about it. I think if it is Rob Van Dam, who I think it is, he'll get a couple spots. He'll he'll do a 5-star frog splash. He'll do a Van Terminator. He'll do Van Daminator. He'll do the rewind kick, and call it a day.
All right, moving on. Okay, the match that I just like these two guys, so I can't wait for it. It's going to be fun though, and that's Hangman Page, Adam Page versus Matt Hardy in a big money match.
It's awesome, so good,
so good. It's so good. Big money and Matt Hardy. Like the fact that he brought that back is so great, and then the fact that he with Impact and he started at Impact and he's going to Impact. Like, hey, it's me again, the big money Matt, and he's like, and he's great on being the elite. Everybody's on the contract.
Yo, he owes everyone owes him money. It's hilarious.
Yes. So who do you have for that one, guys?
Hangman Page.
It's Page.
Of course, it's Page. And we're moving on.
Wait.
Not much to talk about. These guys.
Wait,
like,
no, the one thing. Great. So the one thing I want to say is that when I was a kid, I was the biggest Hardy Boys mark. Like they were my dudes. Like they were the guys that got me really into wrestling. Matt Hardy was my guy, and my friend, his guy was Jeff Hardy, and that's kept with me. But for the longest time, Jeff was the one on top. Because WWE would Jeff got the title matches. Jeff got to be World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion, while Matt got the ECW title. You know, you never felt like Matt was the guy. Even when we went to Impact, you felt like Jeff was the guy, and Matt was just kind of there with his braids and his weird tights. But then Woken Universe happens, and all of that
happened before. Yeah, I liked Fat Hardy at ROH too.
Oh God. And then all of this changes. Matt gets his act together. Matt, kicks the drugs. I don't know if he's sober, but he's at least gotten to the point where he is not dealing with these demons that he used to have. And now, and I kind of feel bad because Jeff is dealing with a lot of that stuff still. But you look at it now with them being in different companies, like Matt's like the loved one now, and Jeff's like the WWE show guy. And like, I'm just like, see, I was right. V1 Matt Hardy version 1.
He prefers mustard.
I love that gimmick so goddamn much.
And
Shannon Moore was an MFer, and then all of Shannon Moore's fans were morons.
Yep.
He's chugging that banana juice, Cole. Okay, I'll end it with there. It's Taz.
Yeah, so Hangman Page.
Hangman Page.
It's Hangman.
And then we have the match people are most excited to see because it involves a legend, and that's Sting and Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a street fight, which I don't think is going to be cinematic after Sting took that powerbomb bump. So they're going to have a match. So
Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah,
is Sting going to take the drill claw?
I hope.
Yo, if Sting takes the drill claw, we're going to be watching the news soon after. Yeah.
A lot of hashtags.
Yep.
I want to see
I hope I hope Ricky Stark wins the whole thing. That'd be great. That's my team.
Stark was awesome.
Darby Allin wins with the coffin drop.
Yeah.
And then this leads probably
after the Scorpion Death Drop, and it's going to be a whole cool thing.
And then that's what changed, and then probably leads to I would hope it leads to Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Going forward,
so that Ricky Starks can beat him. Because Team Taz needs a title.
Right.
Yeah, but
a recognized title.
Darby's selling a lot of toys right now.
He really is.
Yeah. He's number. It's him, and then
like for COVID too.
It's him versus it's him and I think Orange Cassidy are like the two biggest sellers. So yeah.
And then we have another one which I'm not really too sure on because it can go either way here. And this is the AEW Tag Team Championships between the Young Bucks versus MJF and Chris Jericho. Now, what I believe two things are going to happen here. Either the Good Brothers come out and finally screw over the Bucks, and then MJF and Jericho win the titles, or Sammy shows up who has nothing to do, and who's supposed to be in trouble. We don't even know that's even real, right?
Right.
And then and he's going to show up, kick MJF in the face because this all leads to Inner Circle breaking up. And put Sammy versus MJF as the ultimate.
Yeah,
that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Want me to? Well, because I think eventually what's going to happen is the Inner Circle. I don't think the Inner Circle fully breaks up. I think we get a I think we get a
the entire Brown contingent of that team just like steps away.
Well, Santana or
no, probably.
I think it's gonna change from it's gonna basically change from like basically being Jericho's faction to being to MJS faction.
Mhm.
Like I think eventually that's what it warps into. Like I think we go from like
they're doing the Nation Rock thing.
I was thinking of Koji Gun to Suzuki Gun, or
this is going to lead to Jericho turn his face. So
yeah. Well, I mean, if his wife keeps going to Capitol insurrections, it's going to be real hard to do.
Yeah. No, it won't.
Oh well, it depends on the fans.
Depends on the fans, and
but I will say this: if Santana and Ortiz win that ladder match, then Jericho and MJF go over.
And here's the one thing about and like I said, I love tag team wrestling. Right. I don't care who wins this match.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Yeah,
like, and I love the Young Bucks, love MJF and Chris Jericho. Mm-hmm. I just to me, the Young Bucks don't have a presence as tag team champions. To me, they're above having titles. That's just me.
It's just weird when you're the only person that has a title right now that feels like they should just have the title that works for the company is Kenny.
Yeah,
he's barely there.
Yeah,
he's barely there.
Yeah.
Hey man, he's
I can totally see Good Brothers showing up and finally doing it, and then finally swing over the Bucks. And then the Bucks going on the Impact and winning their tag titles and bringing it back, and then
go for it.
Wait,
that's when Tony finally gets attacked, and then we can have the full.
Can I fantasy book something that will never happen, but I would love to happen?
You're on a wrestling podcast, fantasy book away.
So, what you have happen is that
leave Gilbert out of this.
This is the match.
Oh, he's so good.
This is the match where God interferes. They cost the Young Bucks the titles, and then the Young Bucks get pissed at Kenny and the Good Brothers saying, we're not really even in this fight, and you just cost us the titles. That's never going to happen, but I would love that, because there has to be...
Watch. Tony Khan is watching this right now, and he's like, yeah, let me make some calls. Watch. I don't know.
I mean, the first thing I would tell Tony Khan is to maybe not have so many fans in your stadium, but... You can also listen to my booking advice.
Billionaire's going to billionaire, bro.
Billionaire's going to billionaire.
I can't hear you over all my money. Yeah. Say that again.
He's very nice.
I just like that his dad legitimately has the Snively whiplash like evil like mustache.
Pretty good. His dad looks like Eugene Levy.
He does.
Or Levy, sorry.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah. So again, this is the only match of the night where I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm down for either.
But that's good. To me, like I think that's the best thing.
Yeah, I can go either way on
that. And then we have AEW Women's Championship: Hikaru Shida versus Ryo Mizunami, who won the women's the Japanese bracket of the women's tournament. I think it's going to be a really, really good match, but because they're very good wrestlers. But Hikaru Shida is going to retain, I believe, because I think. Yeah.
I just want Thunder Rosa to cash in that Money in the Bank and just. Wait,
that's not a thing. Yeah. I need Thunder Rosa or Brent to be champion as soon as
possible. Yes, please.
Yeah, I think I would love for it not to be Shida, because I just think there needs to be like a jolt of energy into that division. I think that Deeb or Thunder, or maybe like
a returning Swole or something, like, you know.
What the fuck is Swole?
Where is Swole? Is she her?
That's my girl, man.
I keep meaning to Google it, and I just forget. I don't know. I think she's either her or she.
Or she just keeping it warm for when Brandy comes back.
Moving on.
Bro.
So,
Bruv.
What?
Jesus. And then we have the FMW style Anita approved because he was literally on Dynamite, and I was like,
Fuck yeah. Fuck
paid
yeah.
for Onita. And he was like, can I wear my leather jacket?
Crazy motherfucker. Literally,
All right.
when it literally against Muda brought a fucking sickle to the ring and used a sickle. And like the craziest, baddest motherfucker.
This man's wrestling entrance was him walking down a ramp with a chair, opens the chair in the middle of the ramp, sits on it, lights a cigarette, pyro.
Yeah, dude's the best. I love.
I'm here to blow stuff up in a wrestling ring. FMW.
I mean, to me, that reminds me though. Apparently, there was. I don't know if you've heard this. There's like, it's been said that apparently, when Mick Foley came into the company, one of the writers said to Mick Foley, "Hey man, I love your stuff in FMW," and Vince heard it and said, "I think it's actually pronounced ECW." but anyway,
it's such good shit.
But anyway, I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, because it's Kenny Omega versus John Moxley in the floating barbed wire death
match
in America.
I cannot wait. I'm so
in
excited.
The year 2021.
But of course, Omega still wins that.
The best, he's going to. Because he's beating.
It's going to go be a daddy real quick.
Be a daddy real quick.
Who else is going to follow Renee Paquette's Twitter, and she's just going to be like, "Oh God, oh no,
it's going to be crazy."
Yeah. But yeah, Kenny's going to go over in some fashion. I just hope Mox doesn't have to fall off something.
Yeah,
for him to lose, but he'll blow up against the rope and then get pinned. But it'll be fun. I can't wait to see how they're doing it because they were doing all this stuff. I know it happened this week. I don't know if it happened last week, but like Kenny's in like a workshop, like building stuff.
Yeah,
like a welder's mask on, and like Don Callis is like, Kenny's making some stuff now for the match. You guys thought Kenny, Kenny said to be the best wrestler in the world, you got to be the best in all styles, and everybody looks at John Moxley as his hardcore savior, but they don't know what Kenny Omega can do out there when it comes to hard. And Don Callis is just, and meanwhile, all you hear is hammer, and Kenny's just like welding. You're just like, it reminded me of early Undertaker promos.
Yeah, where he's
like sanding the coffin. You're like, why are you doing that? And Paul Bearer's like, yes, for the murder. You're like, but yeah, that's our main event for that. And yeah, Mox ain't getting that belt back here.
He's setting himself up for a fantastic return.
And hopefully when he does, the world will be in a better place. It'll be crowds. Because I was watching this pop the other day when he first debuted in Double or Nothing.
Insanity.
And I was like, oh my gosh, John Moxley is here. And then like on the back I said Mox, and then as Caliber said, they're like, yes, he's going to play Moxley. I'm like, oh my God. Like, of course he is. But like, you didn't expect to hear those words ever again. You know what I'm saying? On like this scale. Like, the fact that like someone saying John Moxley on pay-per-view was like blowing my mind. Like, not Dean Ambrose. Like, it's, but yeah.
Oh, he was,
I mean, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good one, man. I mean, Revolution last year was great. So, that's when we had that amazing FTR Hangman Page Kenny match where we thought Kenny was about to get the buckshot Larry, and then like Page like never minds it, and then opens the room stuff for Kenny. You're just like, God, what's going on? Oh! Now that we're at the end of this, Paul White debuted on people don't know, that's the Big Show. He debuted on Dynamite this week with an amazing shirt. Did you see his shirt, Steve?
No BS. No more BS.
No more BS.
What's gonna happen to the Big Show show?
Oh, that already got canceled. That was the one that done the season, yeah. The Big Show show? I don't know.
The Big Show show.
I think you meant the Big Show's show. Or
on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Show on Netflix.
Yeah, it's terrible. It was terrible.
It was a 3-wall sitcom with a laugh track. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, it was.
It was bad, but that's what I wanted it to be.
It's better than Knucklehead.
It was better than Knucklehead or The Chaperone.
Right. What I liked is Shivani was so happy to see his friend.
This was better than Knucklehead.
Clean mint crest.
Yes.
But Paul White is back
Great time.
as a commentator with Tony Schiavone for a new AEW show, AEW Dark. What's it called?
Yeah.
Elevation.
They're doing
he also has a wrestling contract as well. I believe we're going to see him and Shaq at some point.
They need to put like small buildings. They should have small buildings in the ring or something.
If they're making a kaiju fight.
Kaiju big battle. Hell yeah.
Kaiju big battle would be crazy. But Paul said that they signed a Hall of Famer like style, or meaning they are future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Someone who should be a Hall of Famer, something like that. Yeah.
Who should be a Hall of Famer. And when that happens, everybody's quick to say CM Punk.
It's not.
I don't think so, because Paul goes, I'll give you a hint. It's not who you think it is. And I was like, he knows what's up. Yeah. But I have no idea who this is.
None.
Well, that's why I said RVD, because I think that's who he was talking about.
No.
There's two.
There's two?
Yeah.
So
it's whoever's in this match.
The ladder match is different than the Paul White announcement.
Steve ran away. He couldn't handle it.
Is it? You're messing with the real deal now.
Dude, if D'Lo Brown shows up, I will peek and cry.
Where'd you get my action figure at, man?
You think you own the street? I love it.
You did meat. Here's your receipt. Bring it on. But yeah.
Still nursing that torn pec.
Who do you guys think it's going to be? People think it's going to be Christian.
But didn't he just come back for WWE? Wasn't that like the whole shit?
He came back for a Rumble.
Free agent.
You don't know if he signed somebody. I mean, people are also saying it could be Eric Redbeard, who could be a future Hall of Famer.
No, I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. I mean, he'll be.
No.
Come now.
When they run out of people, maybe.
Yeah, but that's going to happen. You know. Come now. I have no idea. I just want to say
it's Ric Flair.
Oh God.
Woo! Yeah.
Giovanni called
after
Paul
he was
White.
stooping.
I was like giant.
Yeah.
But I don't know for this one. Like I RVD is more likable for the ladder match than CM Punk is for AEW. But again, Punk did say either a big bag of money or if the booking or if the writing's there.
I thought of something.
Okay.
He didn't say it was a man.
He didn't say it was a man. And nobody's talking about women outside of
Tessa. I don't want it to be Tessa.
Nobody wants it to be Tessa. But
did she still have those allegations? She still have those allegations against her?
But
no one wants
to touch her. If she didn't have them, if she would have shown up and attacked Sheeta, then you're like, okay, that's that jolt of energy.
What about?
But it's Tessa Blanchard.
The only people that I can think that would actually be, but the only people I can think of are people that would possibly unfortunately, the only person that I can think of, but I'm pretty sure she's retired, is Gail Kim. That would bring star power and be able to wrestle. But Gail Kim, I think she's done wrestling. Because I think Trish is not going to do it. Amy might do it. Amy Dumas might do it, but I don't think she's going to wrestle again. Unless she goes to break her, and she's gonna break her neck on a moonsault again. That would be interesting, but I'm pretty sure she's still under WWE contract because she's playing chicken with that shit. Be like, fire me! I'm already fired.
I don't think it's gonna be Thea Trinidad either, because Tony said he was going to talk to her at some point anyway, because her 90 days up.
Woo!
going to be
It's
the
Charlotte.
right ankle
It's
of Charlotte
Charlotte.
Flair.
Wait a minute. What if it's Black Machismo? Him and Gresham did just drop the ROH titles.
Bro, that
Yeah,
dude is
people
ROH
just resigned.
for Lizife, man.
I
He just
know, but
resigned.
oh, he did. Never mind then.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Briscoes are champs again, right? Because
Is
it's
it
that time.
Briscoes? I just heard that Gresham and him lost the belts.
Yeah, Gresham had 2 titles. He had the Pure Championship and that. So
Who
he's
else?
still Pure Champion.
Maybe. So I heard people saying Foley.
People are saying Foley. I'm hearing Christian, Foley, Punk, Tessa. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, Gail Kim. The first person I heard out of you though was Gail Kim. That could be cool. It could be. I mean,
Sting is already there. Lex Luger.
No, you have not seen Lex recently.
What?
I'm just trying to think of anybody else. I know, but Lex can still go in the ring. He's just going to yell a lot. Ah!
All right, and with that, we're gonna
he's buddies with Sting, so I mean,
yes, he is. I'm sure they still after they talk on the phone frequently.
If I could suplex you right now, Steve,
I'd watch
Goldberg.
Okay, so
through a table.
Thank you all for listening to the Roki DDT podcast.
He's going to mute his mic.
Name. No, just keep listening to them off. It's good. I'll close the show.
All right.
I have been Mike Rooker, Chris Ryans, Steve Petrovelli here, and we're going to sign off. And just remember, don't be like Steve here and work yourself into a shoot.
Bruiser Brody.
Okay.
Oh, that's too soon.
Thank you all. Have a good one. Thank you.